Hi there and welcome to my channel. Binky here, reviewing a new palette that is limited edition. There's so many limited edition products coming out right now because it's the holidays are coming up. I know it's October and we're just getting slammed. So it's that time of year where you pick and choose so you don't go broke, and that is what I am doing. So I have tried this product. I actually tried almost all the colors. Usually with my other videos, as you're seeing, I'm trying to use all the colors at least once and review everything. But with all these new palettes coming out, because they're limited edition, I don't necessarily want to do that because you might miss out and you may want to see if it's worth buying or not. But this is from a company that I actually haven't used before, and I ended up picking up a few of their products, including their lipsticks, and that is Besame. They came out with the Snow White 1937 collection, which is right here. And this is an eyeshadow palette. Now the thing is, they had a waiting list for the first group of people to receive theirs. So it is out of stock right now, but they're bringing it back along with the rest of the collection. I think there's going to be 4 lipsticks and a few other items that you could pick up. So this was just the first group. You could sign up, and it was kind of the early release for some people, and I ended up picking it up at that time. But I didn't realize that lipsticks wouldn't be there, so I was a little bit disappointed, but that's okay. So I decided to pick up a few other lipsticks because I've never tried Besame before, and I'll be doing reviews on that as well. So on to the review of this. I want to give a little history. So again, this is limited edition. There are 20 colors in this collection. I really like this. This is really raised up like this and quite nice. The packaging's really nice. And then on the back it has the apples with the different colors that you get. It gets better. You open it up or take it out of the sleeve and you have the book, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. It's just really cool. Oh, it's a book. It's really cool, and it gets better. So inside there is a mirror, and I have not removed this yet. Why, I don't know. Sometimes I just leave them because I don't use these that often. And then it gives you, Snow White and the different makeup that is on her, and it tells you what colors were used, which is really kind of cool from the film. I like it, and then it gives you a little bit of history of everything. You have the little bookmark. My cat started chewing on this. Of course she did, so I had to hide it, but there's some bite marks in it. And it tells you a little bit of history of how this came about and who's showing up, and here they are, the main players. And then it ends there because this is the eyeshadow palette here, and the rest is just kind of, decoration to create the book effect. So it is really nice packaging. I think a lot of people would really like this for limited edition. Well, it is limited edition, but for like a collector's item. So if you're a collector, this is really great. Now, me personally, I'm not necessarily a collector. I like to use my items just because I have no room. Apartments here are really small, so I don't tend to do that. And I tend to try to clear stuff out as much as possible. So, but I can see why people would want to. So if you're a collector, this is a really nice palette. So to show the palette again, here it is, the 20 different colors. Now, these are really generous pans here. A lot of the time you'll get these limited edition and the pan will be half this size. These are full on large pans and pretty darn nice. I think this ran $68, which may make some people grab their pearls and go, oh, I can see why, but honestly, the pans are quite large and these are extremely pigmented. I found these to be extremely pigmented, where you could basically just dip the brush in and then go and build it up really nicely, and you didn't have to use that much product. So these are going to last you forever. I mean, I had no problems. The pigmentation was really good. And here's the thing. Sometimes you'll get products that are really pigmented and then they're kind of a disaster. I hate picking on Subculture palette, but kind of the idea with Access, the green one, where it just keeps going for miles and makes a mess. This isn't the case. These are very clean and you can build them up really well, and they actually do not have a lot of fallout when you use them, if at all. Actually, there'll be slight little fallout when you dip your brush in, but nothing horrible around here seeing it mixing the colors up or anything. It's nothing like that. It's actually quite nice. And I didn't have any fallout around the eyes when I was using it. I am wearing it today. Ta-da! I really like it, actually. You know, I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not going to wait till the end to say, do I like it, do I don't, or do I not? I do. And I'm going to tell you why here. So the formula is really wonderful. These are actually really smooth and buttery and really nice. And again, not a lot of fallout, and they're not all over your face when you use them. Again, the pigmentation is great. I will show that with this live swatches here, and I'll put swatches to the side. And what I like about it is there have been so many warm tone palettes coming out. This is not. and it excites me because this is full on cool tone. I mean, there are a few warm tones in here. You can see there are a few warm tones, but for the most part, it's a very cool tone palette, and we have been ignored for so long, so it's so exciting. So for you cool tone girls out there, yes. What I also like is that a lot of these colors are actually very neutral as well. So there's some obvious cool tones, but some of these are really, really neutral. So yes, I think this is a really smart palette. I really do, because there's perfect tones for everyone in here across the board, and not even cool or warm or neutral, but also for those who have the fairest skin to those who have deeper skin tones. This is for everyone, and you can kind of see it's very friendly for almost everyone, especially with the pops of color here. It's just going to be flattering on almost everyone. It's just a smart palette, and you can tell that this was thought out really well, and that's what I really appreciate. Nothing really sticks out where you're like, what? You know? And all these colors were used in the movie at some time, either for The Evil Stepmother or for Snow White and other, you know, like pops of colors that showed up in the film. And so it's just really great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swatch this. There's quite a few, so we'll see what goes on with my arm here, because there's quite a few. But I'll start up, yeah, let's just start here, the usual place. Now the first color is not showing up that well, and I will be showing it to the side as well. And part of the reason is because it's this peach tone here, and it just basically melts into my skin, and that's right here. It melts into my skin because it's about the same skin, or the same tone as my skin tone. So don't blame the color, blame my light skin. So on to the next 4 here. And again, I'm rubbing into these 3 times in a circle, and you can see, I hope you can, there's absolutely no fallout. It's just a great palette. But there you go. That's the little green, pop of green there, which I actually really liked. And it is, even though it is a little bit warm, it could be worn by pretty much anyone. I did wear it, and if you're afraid of greens, this is just a fantastic green because it's not too in your face. I actually wore it. I actually loved it. It worked really well with the gray tones. Adored it. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's hard to keep up because it's not like in an easy order, and I'm only using these 4. I'm only one woman with 4 main fingers here. So on to the next, and you can see that's the yellow. Whoops, got that one a little bit close, but that's the yellow. So again, if you're afraid of yellows and greens, these are very light and very easy to use. And the thing is, they're really pigmented. It doesn't necessarily seem like it, but the thing is, if you look in the pan, they're really, really light in general. These aren't overly dark colors in the pan or on the arm. And so they're very wearable for everyone. I think they're gorgeous. So then on to these guys here. Where to put you? Okay, we're gonna go here. Now the black one's not showing up quite as well as I'd like, but part of it is, it's almost like a dark black blue, and part of it is because it's on my hand and it's a little bit bony, so it kind of doesn't have a chance. But it's a really, really nice kind of, if you want to do a smoky look, you definitely can with that. Also great for eyeliner if you like that. It's just very well thought out. And then the final 3. I'm just running out of room, so we're going to put these pretty close together. There you go. So you can see there's like some really great pops of color in this collection, which I just really like. You know, I'm trying to wash my fingers in between so I wasn't messing up the colors. What I love about this, and you can see right here, is that there are a lot of neutrals. So the nice thing about it, there's a lot of neutrals. So it's very wearable for everyone. But I know some people are kind of neutraled out, but what I like about this is there hasn't been a lot of cool tone palettes, and here you go. They're really well performing, and they're just, yes, they're neutrals, but there hasn't been a lot of slate neutrals coming out. It's been a lot of browns, and this takes it to these, you know, like almost olive colors or slate colors and blue colors. And they're just fantastic. It goes beyond just brown. There are some brown, which I think is very smart, but there's also the blues and the slates, and it's just so well thought out. Even like this darker color, that's the black, but this is like a dark slate color. It's just so smart. We haven't been seeing a lot of this. And also what's smart about it is you get these pops of blue, and then even like this kind of pinkish red here, and this red here is actually really great for crease color. I actually have used that a few times, and what's great is this white works really well, and then you can diffuse it with the white, and it's not necessarily as harsh, or go in with a very light touch and add it to the crease, and it's just great. It adds a little pop of color, and then you can add neutral around the rest of the eye, and that's kind of what I did today, which I just loved. And there's also, if you don't want too much color, you just want a little bit of color, again, you have that green and that yellow that just add a pop and are perfect for this time of year heading into fall, or into fall. So it's just, and the thing is, you could use it in spring with some of these colors, you could use it in winter, you could use it in fall. It is just so smart. I just love this palette. I really do. I really am so glad that I picked it up, and I think it's completely worth the price. But again, because I'm cool tone, this is just a dream come true, and it's so smart. You know, you can just build a very natural neutral look, or you can create something very creative and colorful. And the things, you're not going to need to bring in another palette unless, time to point this out, you like shimmer. None of these are shimmer tones. And I think part of it was in 1937, you know, how many women were wearing shimmer tones? You know, it wasn't really popular in the 30s. A lot of it was just very kind of muted colors, not the lips, but the eyeshadow and things. You know, it was almost like this kind of charcoal kind of look in a lot of ways. So, or these browns, it wasn't about shimmer. That's more of a today thing, so I can understand why they didn't do that. So there are no shimmers. So if you don't like shimmers, and I know there's some people out there, some people just don't like them, or they don't feel they want to wear it to work, or, you know, I know some older ladies out there, or women with dry eyelids, are like, I don't want that because it shows the dryness, and some people just don't like it. So this is a perfect palette for you as well, because there's not a shimmer in sight. Now if you like shimmers, and I do, sometimes I like mattes, and I went for a full matte today, except for a little bit under the brow I brought in a shimmer. Bring another palette in, because I have so many palettes that are pretty much shimmer, and I'm like, I can't use these because I also don't like to do a whole eye of shimmer. That's just not my style. I only like to keep it on the lid and under the brow bone, and then in the corner, sometimes under the eye as well, or the eyelash below. But I just brought in another palette. Now some people don't like to do that. You could definitely create a look with that, but if you need a little shimmer, bring that palette in, and that's what I did. No big deal. I usually don't use one palette anyway, so it's just normal for me. But you know, some people don't like it. So again, if you like shimmers, this may not be for you. These are 100% matte shades, and they're absolutely fabulous. I am okay with it. So what do I think of this palette? I think we all know. I think it's fabulous. I think the packaging is wonderful. Yes, it is a little bit of an investment, but again, you are getting 20 colors across the board, and you're going to be able to create some amazing looks without bringing another palette in. It was just so well planned. The formula is great. As far as lasting power, it actually lasted pretty well. I prep my eyes with Tarte 360, and then I bring in NARS for my eyes as well, and then I put a foundation on top and powder it off, and then I'm good to go. And that's how I go about it, because I have extremely oily eyes, which is the true test of eyeshadows. And this actually lasted really well. I would say they lasted about 8 hours. They did start seeing a little bit of, they did start wearing off. It wasn't like the oil completely came through, but you can see it starting to, especially lighter colors on the lid. It started to go a little bit, but I'm not going to complain. That is a full day of wear time. That's 8 hours. And even at the end of the night, because I wore this for a week, and because it's just perfect. These are perfect for work. This is a great palette for you ladies out there who need a work palette. You know, these worked really well. They lasted through the whole day and even beyond if I went to get dinner or I went to go see a show or whatever the heck I was doing. You know, it would be a little bit gone off the lids, but for the most part, it still looks really good. It didn't look worn out and like, ooh, you know, it didn't have like problems in the crease where it wore away or started collecting, nothing like that. So, you know, I could tell, I think most people wouldn't be able to, so it was really no big deal. I really think the wear time is great on this, no complaints. Also, putting it on the eye workability, it works really well. Again, it moves very nicely, but when you put another color on top of it, it doesn't wear the other color away. So they're very pigmented, but not overly so where if you make a mistake, you're going to be hating life. It's not like that. They're very workable and they won't disappear if you keep working them. So you can add another color and know that it's going to last really well. And for you out there who like neutral palettes but little pops and want to venture, this is the way to do it. It really is. With these pops of color, you can go in there and go for a little bit more wild look, or you can keep it really tame. I just think it's such a smart palette. I love it. So yes, big thumbs up. I absolutely love this palette. And I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy this. So that is my review for today. Let me know if you picked it up, if you have any plans. If you're a cool tone girl, get to it. But it's wonderful for everyone across the board. And I just can't speak highly enough of it. It makes me really want to go out there and buy some more products from Besame because they're not churning out so many palettes and products that you have to put the quality control on, and that's what I like too, is that they're just putting out a couple things and the quality is amazing. And I wish a few more companies would kind of do that and take a breath and make sure they're putting out the best, because this makes me really want to keep going to Besame, and I probably will. So that is my review for today. I hope you are well and have a fabulous day. Bye.